everyone at AnG Esports. Welcome back to another Final Stand crew battle. I'm one of your co-commentators, Toledo, and I'm here with Taxman to have for you an 8v8 between AnG Esports and Lazarus. How are you doing, Taxman?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited for this, especially because this is a final stand. This is gonna be critical. If we don't win this, we're out. So we have to do the best we can.
Yeah, definitely. Once you get those type of heightened moments, you're on the ring, you're on the ropes, but you have to try and keep strong, keep it tense, know what you do right, and want to keep that case as well. Because a lot of the times you see yourself like you're on the edge, you're on your last percent, you start playing a little bit antsy, you start playing with a little bit more pressure, but know your guts, as I stated earlier, and you can easily get these type of wins. Gonna be playing against Lazarus, that it's really good crew. So this will definitely be a tough one when it comes to AnG Esports.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them yet, but from what G told us, it's going to be pretty entertaining. We're going to have to do our best because, as I said before, this is one last chance we have to keep it in the game. So it's better to just go all out.
And I think also when it comes down to when you have an 8v8, you have many others compared to a general 5v5 or a 6v6. You have just a longer ring when it comes down to potential choices and all that. Some ways you want to start off with strong players, but you don't want to get rid of your strongest players at the same time, you know what I mean? So in some ways you have to try and come down towards what you choose, what you pick. It's a lot of times that's the hard thing about crew battles when it comes down to leaders. It's just those type of decisions because stocks matter so much when it comes to this.
So it's been a long time since I've been in a crew battle, but from last time I played, we were having a pretty bad time. We didn't win much. We didn't understand how to overcome our opponents. But right now, I think we've seen a little bit of an improvement. So that's why I'm a little bit more excited than I was before to see this kind of crew battle. Because now that I see it in a third person perspective, it's just entertaining as hell to see this. So I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. And I was also sort of like you, active in that type of crew battle scene. But then once I became a commentator for it, it was an entirely just different perspective when it comes down to you're now in the ring. You're now trying to see what type of mindset other leaders are when it comes down to the type of picks and how those players even play in those type of intense situations. You gotta give respect. You gotta give credit when credit is due. And especially when it comes down to the leaders, when it comes down to controlling those type of things, because I'm not a leader. I'm just a player and a commentator. And although I am not in AnG Esports, I am in purely violence. It's definitely nice when it comes down to seeing any types of crew or any sorts of position to where you can just see those type of players come out. So let's see if we can actually see something coming out from here.
All right, so they already chose the characters. So the first person from AnG to play is actually Cobra, the Mario player.
Actually, I think on the last week, it was either last week or 2 weeks ago, we got to see Cobra, and they were just an absolutely phenomenal player with the way they played. Many different type of Marios. Some ways they like to approach on the ground. Cobra, very grounded Mario also when it comes down to it. Like to get a lot of combo starters off of those grabs and those finishers. And by the looks of it, they might be playing, if I'm not mistaken, that for Lazarus Hot Life?
Hot Life, let me see. I don't know that player. I haven't seen him before, but he plays Link. Okay, so what do you think of Link on Wi-Fi?
Okay, it also just depends on the type of playstyle of Link, but in my own personal opinion, those type of tilts and pressure tools when it comes down to this air-to-air game can just be a poking tool when it comes down to Mario. When you usually play that space with your projectiles and utilize that nair, that fair, those type of tilts that you have, it can definitely be pressurable. And just in general, that recovery, when you factor in the type of delays when it comes down to online, many times it will be a little bit harder to net that type of recovery, and especially on Mario's case, in which they do some ways have to commit. So I'm going to have to see when it comes down to this matchup how Cobra plays it, when it be utilizing a lot of those capes to affect those projectiles, or utilizing his own ground game in order to get those burst options. So we're going to have to see what comes out into the ring.
Yeah, so a little secret that a lot of people know. Cobra lives in my city. He's down here from Mexico. So I've played against him a couple of times, and I've helped him with the Samus matchup. And one thing I have to say is that when he gets it going, he gets it going. So if he touches you, you're going to get 40% minimum. And that's kind of crazy because you can die at 40% out of a grab from Mario. So he has to play the spacing game. He has to play perfectly against Cobra. And that's pretty hard to do online. So this is going to be really, really hard to win. But I can't wait to see it.
Mm-hmm. And I think also in general, like the fact as in like we said earlier, that 40% combos, depending on the type of stage that either of these people go, whether it be like a Battlefield layout, Smashville layout, Pokemon Stadium layout, some ways those type of earlier stocks can come into play. That's when it comes to Cobra here. And the Hot Life, if they are able to get some of these edge guards on Cobra's Mario here, can be even more detrimental, like falling off with Nair or hitting those type of projectiles to force Cobra into positions that they want. So we got to see how we're gonna come into this. Gonna be already starting. Let's get ourselves into this AnG esports versus Lazarus crew battle. Rock it in with this. Let's get it going.
All right. So in game number one of the crew battle, Cobra is starting with the Mario and the Link as expected, starting with a patient play right here. They don't want to commit that much because if they do, they might be punished with a whiff. So the thing you got to do right here, right now, is to just analyze the opponent like they're doing right now. Look at this.
And I think also when it comes down to it, you do have to try and lay back, but not only study the opponent, study those opponents' habits. What do they like to do in those pressuring situations? Do they like to jump? Do they like to roll? Do they like to throw out even more moves? It comes down in a lot of ways that a lot of players will not factor it in, just think of, I need to come in and hit. So no matter on the matchup, that is just how it comes down. Trying to get the down throw, a lot of the combos. This is another scary thing when it comes down to Cobra. They can get it going, as we stated earlier.
Right, so right here, he's just trying to back off a little bit more, playing the projectile game, using the Nair. Hawk Life is just trying to get something started because at 100%, an up smash might be enough with the wrong DI, so he has to play a little bit more careful than before. Right here, look at this, up smash, ooh, good DI, not death yet, but right here, he has to get something. Oh my god, that they're gonna kill.
That DI was drifting very hard left, riding a Jeep on that, and as a Jeep driver myself, you know how those cars like to drift. Gonna be taking off that first stop, and Lazarus, and that's gonna be the stock! Getting those type of edge guards as it was needed. It is even as it looks.
Let me get a little bit of that water because that was incredible gameplay right there. He used it perfectly, the flood. Well, right now that he cannot get the flood because they're in center stage, they have to play as they did before, trying to get something started with a patient play. Right here, just trying to get an up air, back air, maybe a grab, but it's so hard to do it when Link just jumps and airs and just faces with projectiles. Oh my god, is that...
No, not even quite. You can actually see that Cobra's actually looking to drift that off for the forward air. And I think something that Cobra is actually doing a good bit on this matchup right here. We see them actually trying to pick up that ball or play around it to force Link to not be able to utilize it to the grace of corpse. Looking for that up smash, and that's going to be the stock off only at 42%.
Yes, that was not the best DI, but he has to make it back 5% right off the bat. Next card situation, no. Trying to get something started with the back here. Jesus Christ, this is actually pretty intense for Hawk Life.
And they just are very struggling so much in a lot of this pressure. And also in many ways, they try to throw out that bomb, but they aren't really utilizing it a lot when it comes down to the parry game. In some ways, I wish that many Links do more, is just utilizing those type of areas alongside bomb for those type of combos and mix-ups. In some ways, they kind of just throw it out there to invoke fear in your opponent. But of course, that opponent can just take that bomb out and invoke that fear to you. And we see Cobra, like a snake in the night, looking to easily hit the fight in the storm.
Oh, that up smash gonna kill. Definitely. Jesus. It's so strong yet so weak because I always expect it to kill when it doesn't, and I always expect to live when it kills. So
that's just for many things. And already looking to kill with this back throw setup. In many ways, they like to go for that dash attack for the 2-frame, but they haven't been able to land it well. Heart Life just doing a really good job at their type of recovery to doing. Looking for that grab into the back throw, just keeping that damage in. And now finally getting it!
Okay, good recovery. Oh my god, yeah.
Rates that hit on that up smash. That's gonna be Cobra taking that first lead for AnG Esports, getting that lead up 22-21. Good stuff from them closing the space in on a hot life despite the place we were playing. And Lazarus, even though it was tight-knit, can you find the knot to close that up?
I can't believe that hit. That was crazy. When I always see a Mario player up smash and it hits and it kills, I always ask myself, how much brain damage does he have now? Because that freaking up smash is crazy.
Dude is like rocking the Labana style, having to take those type of appointments when it's needed. Because that head is like invoking nausea, invoking headaches, invoking numerous types of things that we can't say on here. But anyway, getting that up smash, many players just start to, whenever Mario just starts running at you, they start jumping a little bit, and that's just prime time for them to get those reverse up smashes as it's needed. So good stuff from Cobra, getting that start for AnG Esports as it's needed, and they definitely need it if they're trying to stay in this ring.
So not a bad game to start with. I think it was a pretty entertaining game. So I can't wait for the next ones, because if it's as entertaining as this, it's going to be a really, really close crew battle. And I always like close crew battles.
Yeah, absolutely. And as one that loves to commentate crew battles on my Twitch, in many ways, we've seen comebacks and we've seen this type of ways, but the best crew battles for me, where you get the Toledo tailgate reactions in some ways, is the ones that are just close net, one position. So maybe you might be able to get those type of reactions, because we could see anything. We could see anything. Just because one person gets the lead doesn't mean it's all forced to defeat.
That's right. I think I got her. Yes. I finally got her.
You got the cat. Let's go. Okay, so anyone that doesn't know, this is Taxman's cat that's been rocking the stream even before I came here. Dude, they just vibing a lot of times. Can we get a meow?
Meow. Meow.
Come on.
Oh my god!
They just fell out of your chair in the cam. I'm not fully sure if you're able to see this. I don't know exactly the transition going on the stream, but if you're able to see it, they are a beauty. They are a beauty. I've always been a pet person, easily.
She loves me, even though she doesn't. No.
That's just a love-hate relationship when it comes down to cats. So anyway, when it comes down to this pick from Lazarus, looking to maybe send in Froze Native to try and take this stock off of Cobra. And in general, whenever I say when it comes down to counter picks, your goal isn't to see what you go in from then on. It's more so how you get rid of this first person, and then you get the player later. Because as we stated before, stocks matter very much. And even if you think we could just get rid of this player and then focus on then on, you got to get rid of this player, as if not, you're just going to put yourself even more and more in differential with those type of picks.
All right. I'm going to do something crazy, all right? Don't put attention to me, please.
All right. I'll keep writing it down as well. But by the way, as the pick looks, might be repping that banjo when it comes down to this matchup. And in some ways, as Cobra does like to play, many ways that type of grounded play style to try and catch on those type of jump areas that you like to go for, try to set those type of combos as well. So I'm interested as to how Banjo will come into the play. Maybe it's that personality pick. Maybe they're just trying to rep that type of Maya matchup. But anyway, gonna be getting into the game here for Froze Native, looking to take off this second stock. I've got this third stock off of Cobra, and let's get into the game.
Dude, I don't like this character. I don't like Banjo and Kazooie. It's because I played against Didi and he used to play Banjo and he just capped me out so hard. But that's what you got to do. So I can't blame them. But now Cobra is just starting to. Oh my God, 46%.
This is just a tricky position in which on this type of stage, I very question this when it comes down to playing against Mario, because Mario just utilizes a lot of that platform or just that small ground space to close in the gap on different players. I wouldn't call this one of his best stages, but it is definitely a good tool depending on how Mario plays it. So I find this very interesting.
Definitely. Right now, oh, is he dead? He's not dead.
He was looking for the roll lead instead of just that general F smash, and now looking to close it out. You can see just the way Frozen struggling so many ways to get these type of hits. Now trying to recover back to stage, but Cobra keeping up the pressure. All these explosives, all these raids. As Culture would say on the last time, it's looking like a Michael Bay movie, unless the Michael Bay movie only has a 20% ratio, because they only got 20%.
That was such a good stock, dude. Oh my god, he's just taking advantage every time that Luke messes up. So he just gave him 46% right off the bat and then just slowly chipped the damage. So I if he keeps playing this way, he might actually do a reverse 3 stock, but we're just gonna have to wait.
And in general, I do kind of just want Frozen to try and lay this back in many ways. They find themselves jumping onto Cobra, and Cobra's just catching on with a lot of those anti-airs with that cape. And that was just a good point that we mentioned earlier. Just how do you kind of utilize a case when it comes down to playing against projectiles? Do you choose to maneuver around it, or do you maybe use the projectiles against them as if it's like a candy in the night? Now trying to start up this combo off of the up throw. But now I think Frozen is actually trying to lay it back as well. So trying to see how this change comes into play.
Yeah, so Luke has been Luke has been just trying to go in extremely, but Cobra the first stock it was just a massacre because he couldn't stop. Oh my goodness gracious.
As you were saying,
that grenade saved them.
As we've been saying, just that type of massacre from Cobra, it's just the type of way that they've just given up that type of pressure and just slithering around the type of things that Luke wants to do. And Luke having to find this answer. You can see them leg back, but Cobra looking for that down there or these up smash to finish the stock. Gonna get the back throw off of there, not going to do it, but with the way it's been going, this could be a very bad position for Roseo.
Right, definitely. Oh, that could have killed, but that was the weak hit block.
Trying to set up the back air, looking for that back air. And honestly, one of those on that stage will more likely catch you slipping, trying to catch that down smash. But honestly, you can see the way that Luke is just playing on the ground in the moment they jump. It's just when they lose that stock.
That was so clutch because even if it was just a second earlier or later, he would have died.
And that was just, that could have been that side position that could probably get into the head. Losing 2 stocks already when you haven't even been able to take 1. And we've seen Mario combos. Mario can definitely get these type of excursions on this platform. They can get it. And in some ways, this could actually get into Luke's head if they don't get this correctly.
Uh-oh. This is actually critical. Oh my god. Just one up air can lead into so much.
I'm like a bear out here. It's like,
Is it? He can go all the way? Oh my god, that is!
You can just see Cobra was not going to mash there. So many people like to try and catch onto the mash without Cobra laying it back. You can see the way that Luke's trying to jump and catch this type of anti-airs. And there finally is the fair that they've been looking for so long. Rose able to open up the treasure trove, but with a long grueling defeat, it is not looking great. It is not looking great.
He died of weight too, so it was ultra dead. Even if he DI'd in, even if he got the right DI, it was just too strong. He couldn't do much there. So, yeah. But still, taking down 2 stocks, that's really, really good. That's really, really good. Especially in one of the last crew battles we may get the chance to play in. That's just clutch.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just a good performance from Cobra, starting it off with those type of 5 stocks that AnG Esports needed. I still question that pick from Lazarus with regards to playing Banjo here and just that type of way that Cobra plays. Even if you maybe were more comfortable with how many Marios play, like a lot of Marios like to start those combos up in the air, like Cobra's not that type of Mario. Cobra is just not that type of Mario, and you force yourself in those type of positions that he's looking for, then it could just be detrimental to yourself, and that's what we saw there. It was just not the greatest performance from Frozen, but we have to see how they change it up coming into this next game.
All right. I wonder who we're going to send in because I played in a crew battle, and I played against the Banjo once. And this is why I tell you I hate the characters, because he freaking 3-stocked me, dude.
Yes, and then actually one of the first crew battles I actually did, I think it was a week or two, well, not the first crew battles, but a week or two ago, we actually got a Banjo that got, if I'm not mistaken, 9 or 10 stocks straight. Dude got 2-stock into a 3-stock into another 3-stock, and then someone had to try and close those stocks. But it went from like a 12 to 13 position to where they won 8-0. And they were losing 12-13. They were losing that.
I freaking hate that character, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I think in general, many times when it comes down to mentality, a lot of people will see that Banjo player and start like jumping a lot. They see the projectiles, they think I gotta jump over these projectiles. And that's what Banjos like to look for. They're looking for those type of anti-airs to actually get you even closer into such type of projectiles incursions. For example, like, you know how mid-mids like to play, even though they like to cover the ground, in most ways they're looking for you to jump so that you can get yourselves even worse in disadvantage. So you have to try and lay it back, try and find the ways to maneuver, or try and find a way to somehow jump over those type of anti-airs, or it can just be even more detrimental to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so who's next? I wonder who we're gonna send in.
And honestly, when it comes down to Banjo here, honestly, would you want to just try and find some pressure and actually go to be sending in Cytonics?
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. All right, let me just step away for a second because I don't want to see the massacre.
I'll be doing the solo commentary from the Attacksman to take your ride. But coming in with Cytonics, fundamentally great player, as I've been seeing. Although, Taxman, if you remember, if you were on the same boat as I don't remember if you were present there, but there's always that clip that actually blew up from Twitter of Cytonics getting the shield break on Cool Kid 85. The Pikachu player,
yes.
And then accidentally getting screwed over because of that wheel back animation, and that was one of the funniest moments I've ever seen. But as it comes out, Cytonics just had to take off this one stock off of Frozen Native, and that's why I always say you have to worry about those first stocks, because many times that's what we saw here. You weren't factoring in what happened before, you factored what happened later. And at that point, that was how Rose Native kind of just had a very callous pick.
So I don't know how this matchup is going to go, because Cytonics is one of the best. They consider him one of the best against, even offline, even if he doesn't have that many offline results, because his playstyle is so unique, so hard to get around, that even online, it shows that he has offline potential. So right now, he's just going to have to play his normal gameplay, which I always like to call the roll distance gameplay. So it's something of a spacing game and a zoning game at the same time. So he always likes to zone and space perfectly, and I think it's so good because he always stays in the roll distance and he just waits for you to do anything. And when you just attack, he's just gonna attack you, kill you at 100%, and you're gonna rage like a baby, because I always do so, and I hate it.
Yeah, and I think in general, that's like repping that type of Street Fighter style. I would not be surprised if Cytonic was even in some ways a Street Fighter player, because that is that type of playstyle that you see a lot. Just laying it back, trying to catch onto your type of jumps, playing at that type of distance to where you could get a hit, but at the same time stay out of range. So trying to see how they're playing out this. One more Soryuku will definitely do it on Pro Native stock. You can see the way they're trying and play a little bit more so on the ground and catching on this remote, just looking for that side B. But you actually, Pro Native looking to heat themselves up with how they've been pressured.
This is bad. This is bad because Cytonics could actually lose the stock here. He has to play extra perfectly. No, that outside's not going to kill.
You can see them throwing out these whip punishes, but not giving a land it and going to land that back kick. Cytonic's able to take that stock off without having to lose it, and that is how they actually get a full person lead.
Dude, what the heck? How did that hit? He was above him.
That's sometimes how we've seen it. We saw Mario's up smash hit the Labonner. We saw Cytonics hit the Campbell Clinic, and they're having appointments. They're having scenes because a little bit of tendons are getting stretched in this type of position. It's been something.
Dude, I just see that hitbox and I just wish Samus had that, all right? I always get jealous.
I could definitely wish in some ways that Inkling had down or up tilt to where it could actually hit on the ground, but in some ways you gotta just deal with when it comes down to anything. But anyway, gonna be getting off that stock and a full person lead. That's a horrible position if you're down, because you have to try and get this type of comeback that with multiple different positive wins. Because it's no while position to where you can just trade stock after stock. You gotta like get like say you only have to, if you're gonna take 3 stocks off, you gotta like only lose 1 or 2. Like you can't just be taking 3 for 3. This ain't no trade deal. This ain't no bartering. It ain't like that.
So that was actually pretty close in my opinion. I actually thought Cytonics would lose a stock, but that just goes to show how clutch he is, because that back air was spaced. Let me just say, it was spaced horribly, but it still worked. Right?
if it works, don't fix it. And already trying to fix themselves in this position, Lazarus will be sending in 0 for Ness, actually. Gonna see how this one's going to be played. In some ways, I could try and see the way that 0 will actually try to play alongside that space-to-space game that Cytox wants to do, perhaps with this type of PK Fire spacings or not, but I think there's always something unique when it comes down to Ness's playfile. Even though you might say, oh, Ness is like the mask. How do they like the mask? Do they like to just continue to throw out aerials? Do they like to pressure with that magnet? Do they like to throw out other moves towards you? Like, it's not just a one-type thing, because if it was, I'd actually be good against Ness, because they all know that's a horrible matchup. That's always the biggest issue when it comes down to me, but we're gonna get ourselves into it. Gonna be taking it back to Pokemon Stadium. As you can definitely see, they're trying to also just play that space with those PK Fires to catch on to Cytox, but Cytox just, honestly, they seem even more posed than they're doing.
Oh no. Oh god, you got it.
Great, continue it! 107%? Oh my goodness.
That was a masterful conversion from 6-0. That was just amazing. I was spot reviewing a Ness yesterday, and he did the same thing. He used down tilt to catch air dodges, and I think that's really, really good against any type of character. What the heck happened, Cytonics?
The stock was just deleted, absolutely. It was like a deal at Walmart. You got your 2 for 4. Well, now your price has been done. That already was taking that first stock off, and only with 35% on the board, 0 just constantly playing around that space and catching on to what Cytox wants to do, trying to catch his edge guard and continue off this trade. We're riding Animal Crossing all the way to the other side.
Oh my god. I always laugh when I see like a Ken versus a kid, because Ken is just like a freaking buff man against a child.
Yeah, it's the way it feels. It feels a different type of way to see that child just beat up that type of man and already about to lap in percent. Cytox finds some type of way to fight against this pressure that Zero's putting up. Just catching onto those air-to-airs with those PK Fires, and a lot of times catching on those aerials. In some ways, I actually want to see Cytox utilizing a little bit more of that magnet to bait out those type of magnets to get those type of close-ins. Because a lot of ways that he's just already just play that space game.
I think Cytonics did really good. Like, oh my god, that's not gonna kill. Jesus. So Cytonics got around the PK Fire, which I think is the biggest benefactor for Ness right here in this game. So if he didn't have PK Fire, he couldn't have gotten those conversions. But because Cytonics fell for them, he's gotten like 60% 2 times in a row. So he has to find a way to just avoid it. Just read it, avoid it, and counterattack.
And you're actually seeing in some ways, Cytox was actually trying to play a real bit on the platform to catch on those anti-air positions. But can you actually get the stocks through that way? Already at up tilt into Soryukin position. Cytox looking to bring it back on this child.
Yeah, this is a... Oh no! The GG got him. It's not gonna work, okay?
It's like, we're not saying I got him GG's while he isn't in the building yet. Cytox able to try and maneuver around it. You can try and see the way they're trying to a little bit play around this. They know one up tilt from Cytonics or maybe a short Yuka, those types of positions, and catching that DI could just be Zero's stock, just be deleted. And as I say that, Zero's stock was sent to Skyworld, Mo Palatator.
Yeah, that was not the best DI, but at least Cytonics has a chance to bring it back. Zero just has to get away from him. Look at it.
Oh my god. You can see the way trying to catch onto it, but now Zero! Oh my goodness, you can see they landed that up till that was the game, and that was a 3-stock comeback. And you tried to play around this, both of them are trying to get the hit that they need. Zero needs to lay this back and stop playing with so much pressure.
Oh my god. Zero just, Ness is just asking for her mom right now because he needs help right here.
Oh well, unless we're like Lucas, Nessie needs to spot that mom. Well, that's gonna be absolutely like Cytox might be doing your mom right here, unless you get something. You're gonna get that dash attack, but that's not going to do it. It's such a scary position. Both of them have had 3-stock racers, and now Cytox looking to bring this up for AnG Esports and to get the sledge trap. And they got it! Cytox! Oh my goodness! Dang, screw these kids! Screw these kids! Send you at home. Oh
Dude,
my god.
That was actually such a clutch play. He would have died if he missed that. Oh my god.
And yes, if either way, if they spaced it too much, or even if Ness just did down smash after shielding it, that was the stock. And that was just a very committal option from Cytox to get themselves back into it. And good God almighty. Getting that type of comeback, that says numbers. That sent a message to the opposing crew saying you tried to send up your best player or one of our best players, you better step up your game.
Yeah, that was such a good game, dude. I loved it. I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, there was a tight note position. We actually expected Zero to get that type of 3-stock, but you can actually see Science catching on to those type of anti-airs that Zero's doing and actually not getting themselves hit with a lot of those PK fires. And in some ways, I actually saw Zero not utilize PK fire as much as they were at the beginning. Like, they were able to get this type of excursions, but after they saw that Cytox was not dying, they just had to close it out. And you gotta be playing Smash. You cannot be playing just killing. You got to know the ways that your character works to take advantage of it, or then you get comebacks like this.
Mm-hmm. That was just scary, man. That's in my nightmares, dude. I've played Cytonic so much, and he's killed me at 100 so much that it's just scary to just stay in the ring with him.
Yeah. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna do something real quick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Genova, King Will, Nexus HD, the Mexican YouTuber. Jesus, I know, right? Cytonics is Jesus, killing everybody. He has the power of God to just kill so early.
But anyway, with the power of God, does it come with the power of anime on your side? Can Epic be coming in for Lazarus to try and take this stock off of Cytonics? I'm just saying, with the tie that Cytonics has, a lot of the momentum, you try and rep this in, and actually playing Kirby here. Even with my own plus doll Kirby myself, maybe they could try and find this off, but I find this an interesting matchup to send in Kirby. Of course, Kirby able to duck under those Hadoukens that Ken likes to do. So in some ways, you can actually see Kirby's play this matchup a lot grounded as well. But going to Battlefield is actually not a great pick to me for Kirby. Oh, hey, Taxman, I think you might be muted.
What?
There you go. You're in here. I was going to say, just randomly cut off, and I was seeing your mouth move, but I wasn't seeing your voice be heard. But as I said before, a very interesting matchup for Kirby on this stage. The problem with Kirby on Battlefield, a lot of those down throw setups will be messed up by the platforms. But perhaps this is just a personal pick coming in from Epic.
What the heck? He dodged that. Oh my god!
Very, very scary position. You can see Try to get this type of stocks with the up tilt. Not able to close this out. Perhaps that was what they were looking for this stage.
Oh my god, he did.
Am I like... Okay, quick question. What is going on for you right now? Did you just see an up tilt?
Wait a second. Wait, I've been looking at the wrong screen the whole time. What the heck?
You're like 3 seconds behind here. But anyway, Cytox was able to get that up tilt there. I was just like, something was sticking out to me. But anyway, going to get that up. In some ways, you try to see the way that Epic tried to close on to that type of stock here. Trying to get that back here to get this edge guard. And of course, you did see earlier that Kirby was trying to catch onto it, looking for the trade. Oh my goodness! Almost getting it, but actually messing up that Shoryuken. And now one more of those could easily put Epic in an easily not epic situation.
Oh my god, dude. That was just... Is he gonna fall for it? Because like last time Cytonic, well, I don't know last time, but one time he played against JJ Ja, and JJ Ja just killed him. Oh, he's dead!
Okay, he's dead finally. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, not getting that Soryu ladder that they wanted, but still great showing from Cytonics. Able to get another form of, was it 6 stocks if I'm not mistaken? It was either 4 stocks, it was either 5 stocks, or I don't remember the exact number, but it was definitely a good performance coming in from them.
Yeah, I think it was 4 because he almost got 3 stocks. So he reversed 3 stock the Ness, and then he got 1 stock from Epic, right?
Okay. But did they? I thought they closed out that other stock on the Banjo, so that should be 5.
Oh, right. I forget about that. I forget about Banjo. You know, I hate him so much that my memory just doesn't register him.
No, you purposely like move it out of your memory. It's like the soul where you have like all these memory banks. Like you moved it all the way to the back. You moved it all the way back there. But anyway, I did really like that pick coming in from Cytonic. Perhaps they didn't get Yoshi's story, or maybe they wanted that pick to deal with Shoryuken, but already losing that type of stock where it could have definitely been a better position. Anyway, at least you're able to get them off. Sometimes we don't see that. Sometimes we don't see them.
Wait a second. Oh my god, no way, dude.
No!
They're sending the...
Another Kirby! Oh my god.
This is the actual, like, this is the end. What's going on?
Bro said, hi, I got something to sell for you. Trying to see who has the better pink puffball coming into this ring. J-Ja, arguably the best fly cuber. Not even say one of the best Kirby's out there, but we just see the type of way they've been performing. Very good stuff coming in from them. And maybe just saying, hey, show me this Kirby stuff. I want to show them how it's really done.
Yeah, I think he was jealous because I think JJ was jealous that he beat Cytonic, so he wants to prove something.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just say like, now you take it ring by ring, I'll just take away your heart with all of your own character. Maybe even your own skin.
Cytonic was mine. Cytonic is mine. Do not take him away from me.
Absolutely, but you gotta see when this type of pick comes into the play. Of course, when it comes down to Dittos, utilizing the stage is more so a personal thing and less so of a counter pick thing. How do you like to play Kirby, or how do you like to play against Kirby in these type of positions? I mean, honestly, that's where the stage can come down to it. And unfortunately, sneezing off in it, you're feeling the type of cold, you're feeling the type of heat when it comes down to this Kirby match. The destroyer of worlds, Kirby versus Kirby, gonna be taking it FD.
Oh my god, it's red versus blue. The Easter egg right here. The Easter egg right here from the Halo fanboys. All right, let's go. Let's start this game right now.
That actually is getting a little bit off track. I've actually never been able to see that show from there. Well, red versus blue off of that. That was always a type of thing.
We're gonna see a summary of the show with this.
Let's hope so it's accurate, but going to be taking it to FD here. I keep saying Pokemon Stadium, but as it's going to be seeing a lot of ways Kirby's that utilize the stage. As we said before, Kirby's just such a grounded opponent that loves utilizing the big ground speed to the advantage.
Oh, and never mind.
You're laying a little bit too far in your stocks.
Actually, never mind. I retract my statement.
Both of them is recognizing their stocks like quickly. Even though both of these characters are destroyer of worlds, these characters have very light worlds at their own hearts. They might be, you know how they say, as if you're my world, well, your world might be very damn light if you're gonna lose your stocks like that.
That triple up air is so fake that I just... Wow. All right. Oh my god, down smash? Okay, trying to two-frame. Oh, it's what?
What's the copy? What copy there? Maybe that is what they're trying to copy J-Jaw's playstyle. Maybe utilize that against them. But J-Jaw trying to catch on with those type of anti-airs. Both of them looking for the dash attacks and those positions. You can see that they both know both of them like going high. But how are they catching on to it? But it is going to be J-Jaw dropping the high and saying goodbye. Your stock is done. Get out of my face. Cytonix is mine.
Cytonix is avenged, ladies and gentlemen. J-Ha. Wait. J-Ha. What? Jiha?
It's J-Jaw. But
J-Jaw.
most people would just... But basically, that is the... You can either say J-Jaw or anything like that, but... J-Jaw coming in with that Kirby pick, only losing one stock while able to take the two, and now a 5-stock differential just from that. That performance from Cobra and Cytonix are hitting deep.
That dash attack is strong as hell. Like, it's actually really... It got buffed last like a few patches ago, I think. I don't remember exactly, but I don't remember it being that strong. It's crazy.
And while you look at like the older games, whether that be Melee or Brawl, Smash 4, or even Smash 64, Kirby's dash attack was not good. In many ways, even though like Kirby had a good ground speed, anyways, you have to try and work around how you burst on your opponents and take the most advantage, because your dash attack would only do like 9 or 8 or 9 damage, or it would not be the safest one to throw out. Now looking at this dash attack taking in from that melee inspiration, and now it's just a lot stronger and actually a lot more useful.
Where are they going to send it? Don't tell me they're going to send another Kirby, because if that's the case, then I'm all for it, to be honest.
Any person on the AnG esports would be like, yeah, send another Kirby. I dare you. Just Kirby would. I mean, Kirby might not be able to speak English, but I bet Kirby would do something. But in any way, gonna see how this pick comes down. Perhaps you want to try and take advantage of, or play a character that can take advantage of Kirby's ground game and like force them in the air. Perhaps you have like a Swordy that you can play that space-to-space game, or perhaps you have maybe a Zelda they can do something with it. But anyway, this pick really does matter for Lazarus. As I stated before, you need those type of comeback differentials, and they are not getting it. Even after being down 22-21, they have not been able to get those type of picks in that can actually get them a positive game.
So, let me let me just see who they're gonna send next. I want to see exactly.
Alright, I'll just re-look that stream. The issue with my setup is that in some ways I'm like switching between Ninja and the Discord that we're watching this capture on. So it's a little bit hard for me to switch up and hopefully not miss something that just randomly pops in. So you got it from there.
Alright, Ninja. For one second, I thought you were referring that you were watching a Ninja stream, like the Fortnite player.
No, I can't do play-to-play if I'm like doing that type of way. That'd just be too hard. But in other ways, that would just be a distant position from them. You can definitely see that they're actually taking a decent amount of time with this pick. Of course, when it comes down to lineups, I'm not fully certain as if you have like 4 players and then you have to work around those 4 players, or if it's a case of you have just 4 other options out of multitudes. This is, in fact, like, of course, my first time doing a lot of these final stand crew battles, so it's a new experience for both of us when it comes down to how these type of things work.
They might send the Samus player.
Ooh, Samus against Pikachu. Samus against Kirby could actually be an interesting matchup, depending on if the Samus knows the matchup. Because I do think some ways Kirby's can actually, if they get that type of if they could get that Kaipi ability, they could actually force Samus in with some of those char shot plays. And Samus would more so want to catch your approaches, whether that be through the anti-airs or your grounded play. And if you force Samus to actually come into the playstyle, it forces a lot more of other options they don't like throwing out.
All right, I'll tell you this. Kirby with char shot is better than Samus, in my personal opinion.
Oh, goodness.
It's kind of crazy. Kirby with char shot is just insane. Because he can zone, he can do a lot of things that he couldn't do before, because char shot is it's one of the best projectiles in the game. I think it's the second best neutral beat in the whole game behind Monados.
Honestly, it's like honestly, Bananas doesn't count to me because it's just like a cheat tool. I can't even count it as it's like whenever you look at this type of compilations on YouTube that's like who would live this long or who would do this, you almost always think, oh yeah, so Monado. You would always think like, oh, either shield or smash attack would be one of the strongest. And I just think it's like a cheat button. I can't even recognize it. So.
Yeah, dying at 3% with side smash it's not fun. But
and as a A-Link player, as it comes, that matchup especially can be tiring depending on if you're just throwing out this type of aerials to pressure Inkling. Even though it's like you play with that range, Inkling can't really find the ways to close in, but if you like miss space stuff, Inkling can just close on that frame data. So it really just does depend a lot of times how some people play matchups. And honestly, that's why I say a lot of matchups in this game are just, even if it's like a losing matchup, it's still in some ways winnable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like even though I despise Ness, and I think that matchup is -2, I still think Inkling, if you're able to catch on those type of opponents, you can still win it. And in some ways, it could easily still be your own fault for falling into those type of positions. Maybe that's the far optimist on my left shoulder speaking, and the right person on my shoulder, like, constantly trying to fight back, but it's sometimes not always working that way. So anyway,
okay,
yeah.
So actually, who are saying? I've been waiting for 6 hours already.
They are definitely taking their time with this, because I think a lot of times many players will, like, once you're down this differential, you're thinking, hey, do we send in a strong player to bring this comeback? Or do we try and send someone to hopefully hold on to that player earlier that can actually bring it up? But when you're playing like a type of matchup, like against a player like Jaja, like you got to also just try and close out these people.
Mm-hmm. Jaja can just take a stock really easily. I remember watching the another tournament where Cytonics played against Jaja, and Jaja beat him. Oh wait, it started. I didn't even know the game started. All right.
No, this is just G. This is just G and Jaja. You can calm down.
Oh, we sent G in. Let's go. All right.
G left AnG esports, said I'm done holding down for this crew. Y'all can replace me, and that's how they're coming in with this.
G is supposed to be the best Bowser in the world. He just doesn't. Oh, he just doesn't travel. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think in general, when it comes down to like playing that also pays. I think another way I also have to keep in mind of as I do host crew battles, there are times where you do have to play against your own crew battle members, because if a match lasts too long, and it can actually like automatically close out the arena, and that can like mess up like IDs and such.
Yeah. It happened. It happened to me sometimes when I played in a tournament, because I always make the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Send in G. No. G is like our last resort. If everything fails, if Hisoka doesn't come in, if Gatsby fails, and if Cytonics just gets 3 stock, we send in G. That's the only time we send him in. That's how
he's like that's like the execute order 76 of AnG esports. It's just like execute. AnG, send it in. It's just like that type of thing that you send in those type of positions. But yeah, when it comes down to Lazarus here, like, of course, they are taking a good amount of time when it comes down to it. Are there, like, do you know if there are actually timers when it comes down to how long can you actually take on these apes?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. So hopefully Lazarus could at least find something, because I wouldn't want this crew battle to get any worse than it is, because it's looking like an absolute tear from AnG esports. Coming in like the level 99 boss. My bad.
They're using their extension, so they have, I think, 5 minutes more.
Okay.
I don't know.
So they're this would, if you are pondering your counter pick here, this would definitely be a good time too, because 5 stocks is a very bad position to be in, no matter which way you look at it. Because that would mean you have 3 different people to work around when it comes down to counter picks. 5 stocks.
Okay.
All right. Ooh, okay.
Could you do it, Taldo?
Okay, fine, we'll go on this. But anyway, I'm like the go-to voice when it comes down to it anyway. But anyway, on Saturday, AnG Esports will actually be hosting another tournament. What was the exact name? Gonna write that down. My apologies, gonna like roll that up. But I hope you're coming down. We will be riding it at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And honestly, you'll also be, if you have been joining the commentating from my side, you'll also be seeing it. You'll be seeing some other members from there, some other hype commentators, and you'll be seeing some other hype sets on that type of day, because I'm just saying, it's a Saturday, it's a top of break day, and that will be, that's Combo Bro 7. Okay, so that we'll have to see how that would also come down, of course. So I hope y'all catching that in. 2 p.m. Eastern, that's the starting time, and we'll have to see how that goes. Make y'all sign up.
All right.
Is that
you're a natural at this, dude.
There's definitely some ways I sort of messed that up, but I do think in general, when it comes down to hosting tournaments, I was actually able to TO a tournament once, so I at least have sort of experience when it comes to announcing it. There is some work that comes down to hurting it, and I do have to give credit when it comes down to AnG Esports to holding these type of things down when it comes down to crew battles, or when it comes down to in general these type of tournaments that they hold. You see them every single Sunday with straight out of Smashville. You see them come in with those type of tournaments on Saturdays, which you got Combo Bro 7 this one, and you just see those type of positions, and it's a fun show. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. Credit to G, credit to Pika, credit to all the people of AnG Esports, all that staff that are just holding it down. So anyway, trying to see as to perhaps have they decided on a pick here. Definitely taking a good amount of time with this, and of course having that type of extension that you can use however that would in some ways. You want to waste it. You don't want that time wasted. You don't want to be holding it down. It's not like if you're like dating someone, you don't want to be playing too many games. You gotta get this game down.
Oh, we know who they're sending. They're sending someone called Sabi.
Sabi, like wasabi with it.
Oh my God! It's a wait. What is
That's
it?
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta? Oh my God! It was my worst nightmare.
Oh.
This is like Vietnam flashbacks from Smash 4.
Honestly, when it comes down to it. However, when it comes down to playing Bayonetta here, when it comes down to, I've said that way too much, I'm sorry, but those type of heel slides that you could catch on to Kirby here, the problem is Kirby will be playing grounded, so Kirby can actually some ways be landing themselves into it if they are not properly shielding those type of approaches. So we will be probably expecting a good amount of shield play when it comes down to JJ on the ground, trying to catch on to those type of heel slides from Sabi, or maybe Sabi will be laying it back with those type of bullets to catch on to what JJ wants to play in the air. But this pick matters for Lazarus. This matters a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I just don't like playing against Bayonetta, because Bayonetta, when you play against a character like her, you always have to change your playstyle so that you can beat her. So you can't just space around. You have, because Bayonetta has amazing aerial game and has an amazing up B out of shield that catches both sides. So you just have to play much more patient than against any other character. And I just don't like doing that. No, sometimes I like to mash.
That's kind of contradictory. Aren't you the Samus player in here? Aren't you the Samus one? You gotta be repping your mains. But and also in general, as well, that type of matchup for me personally, as well as what Taxman has said earlier, you do just have to lay it back, play it patient, catch on to what Bayonetta wants to do, and not force yourselves in those type of positions to where Bayonetta can catch you, because that could just be loads of damage depending on how they play. Gotta be taking it to Town and City, really good stage for them, but this really does count down to the type of pick. And actually, we might be seeing we're just seeing a button check when it comes down to it.
All right. Starting the game. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a critical place to be. Kirby versus one of the best Smash 4 characters. But in this game, it's quite different. In this game, they nerfed them really hard.
Absolutely, but even with that type of nerf, you still have to worry about those type of excursions. Those combos still exist, not as strong, but there are still ways to find them. And already JJ saying, I'm gonna be playing Bayonetta here, getting all those type of down tilts and all type of excursions on those combos. And honestly, Savvy tried to lay this back as well. He tried to also catch on to the ways that JJ's perhaps jumping, but JJ tried to lay it back on this type of grounded game. So obviously you see the way they do know this matchup.
I think it's really hard for a lot of characters to catch Kirby in the air, because Kirby's normal jump or short hop is so close to the ground that sometimes only sometimes only disjoints work.
Yeah, absolutely. I think in some ways, another ways that many people struggle as course, Kirby does want to get into the air. Well, more so if the grounded game is very limited. But in some ways, when they get into the air, they're throwing out those type of F tilts or F forward airs, back airs, approaching, and usually it's like super low on the ground. And as you say earlier, so many ways people struggle around that. They force themselves into it, but also they struggle to properly punish it at the same time.
And Jory, like Savvy's not being able to get anything started. No combos have been seen in the last 2 minutes.
And honestly, something I don't see from Sabi, which you can do very well on this Town City stage, utilize those type of heal kits on the platform and actually play the platform game against Kirby, but keeps forcing themselves into the Kirby. That's the name you should know, because Jaja is putting on a show right here, trying to catch on to another damage, 39% on the stock, keeping these combos catching on to that roll, and looking for the hammer. It's not hammer time out here, but goodness gracious, Sabi could potentially be getting this restock. And even with the extension from Lazarus, it's not looking to be the answer.
Oh my god, I thought JJ could have taken it all the way, but that was just a nice back air by Savvy, just taking the stock. Right here, 81%. I think Bayo is not that heavy, so she could actually die pretty early.
Okay, but in some ways I don't really see them taking advantage of is those type of Witch combos. This could actually do it! Oh my goodness, that is Town and City coming into you. It is not Smash 4, but your Smash 4 will have a punch to your face. You are out of this place. Sabi actually coming back with it. Finally fighting that. Is just able to finally catch on to this type of combos. And Jaja, no matter how strong that they played, it ain't going to be enough for this witch demon.
He just got one conversion and he almost killed Jaja. Like that was insane.
Honestly, that would have killed on any other stage except Town and City. I could actually see that killing on Kalos, actually, because Town and City just has a few higher decibels on that type platform. And in general, if you're looking to kill off of the top, or it can definitely mess with you, but if you are looking to kill off of the side, it could net you some stocks early. But anyway, good performance from Jaja getting, if I'm not mistaken, 4 stocks. it's just been a positive like gain for ANG esports, but Sabi finally finding what they needed to get those types of new stocks to work, and now ANG esports is on the timer.
Yep. Oh my god. That was quite unfortunate for Jaja, but Sabi just did the right thing. Jaja was getting too impatient, so Sabi knew that he was gonna do an attack, so he just witch timed it, and that was death beyond. He couldn't have survived anything at that point.
And I think in general, I think Sabi actually started catching a little bit more onto Jaja's air-to-air game, catching it more so witch twist, or maybe when it was needed that witch time. So maybe that was, even if it took that long to adapt, maybe that was the type of thing that actually needed to adapt with it, even if it meant hitting it, but as they like to say, what hits you makes you stronger. So maybe that's the type of momentum that Sabi needs.
Now, I'm really happy. I'm really happy that that the games are being so close. Like, it's not just like a destruction kind of game. It's always close. And the thing is, AnG now has a lot of stocks to play with, so they can actually just experiment a tiny bit with who they send in. But knowing AnG, they're not gonna take the chance of sending just a newer member. They're gonna send in the big guns right off the bat. So they already sent Cytonics. Where they're gonna send Ripe Banana. Who's that?
Ooh. This is actually my first time getting to see this player, a very potent Incineroar when it comes down to it. And of course, as you stated before, ANG Esports does have things to work around. And even though this matchup doesn't seem like a very good space for Incineroar, perhaps what they're looking for is the long game. Perhaps they're just saying you can get this stock off of Bayonetta with your own gameplay, and then you can just ride with whatever matchup comes at you face force. So I think that's the type of position it is. Because of course with Bayonetta you can get those type of edge guards on the Wish Twitch, and in some ways, even if both of them have that down B to get bigger excursions, Bayonetta can also catch on to some Incineroar's aggregate game. So you got to worry about disadvantage states as Incineroar in this matchup. But of course, only one stock to work off of. Really don't need to worry too much about having trade deals, but honestly, you just gotta get their stock off. That's all you gotta do.
Okay, so he plays Incineroar? I thought, okay, yeah, he plays Incineroar. Okay, so down here in Mexico, we have one of the best Incineroars in the world, which is Sky J. So I've seen a couple of his sets, and I can tell you that Incineroar is a hype character. I'm telling you, he is a hype character. He's crazy, insane when it comes to those last stock situations, because if he gets like the belt, I don't know what the move is called, revenge, something like that.
Revenge.
Okay, so if he gets that, he can just kill you at 2%, dude. 2%.
It is just astronomically low, and as that case goes, Incineroars, in some ways, like Ganon players, like to ride with your own fear and catches to your own habits. So in many ways, you'll see Incineroars wait or like start to dash dance to try and see what you like to do in certain situations when they catch onto your face. One of my favorite players that I'm actually in my own state, Danny, used to actually be a very potent Incineroar player, and they would just try to capitalize on the ways that Incineroars try to play that out, or try ways that other players would try to with their own movements. And although like him and I were very even in set score as Incineroar, and dude even with that wolf pick that they put in now, that Incineroar is still potent. I could easily, if they really wanted to pull it out, then it could definitely do numbers. So Incineroar players definitely have good fundamentals, whichever way you look at it.
Okay, so he's going in. Okay, yeah, ANGGs. Okay, that's a nice name, ANGGs.
Absolutely. And speaking of GGs, with that 5 stock differential, what can you put yourself in that type of 1 stock position to actually, as ANG, get a 2 full person lead? But gonna be coming in with this Incineroar pick honestly my favorite sin as Incineroar. I don't know why it just hits different, but it hits different. But they're gonna be good. Oh, it's a lag test? Okay. Right. So, probably more so that type of position when it comes down to it. But as we've been speaking before, even as we mentioned, this does seem to be a good position for AnG Esports with that 5-stock lead. I've just said before, no matter if you like watch my streams or any other streams, no crew battle is over. Any type of position, you can get those type of comebacks, and we've seen real things. So when it comes down to AnG Esports, you cannot get into your own head, and you do not want to throw out any sort of pick that just flat out puts you under the cover and actually waste your own area. But perhaps they can try and work around how those type of positions go, and perhaps trying to see if there is an issue of lag. And in general, something that was a good note about Sable Detect, there's some areas where lag will sometimes not show on Sable Detect because of that new update, where it just have a random lag excursions, and it'll just start like messing up the game due to the game description. So hopefully that is not what's happening. Hopefully that's not what's happening.
They messed it up hard. Nintendo messed up Wi-Fi so hard.
And the worst part about keep on.
They could have done so much for the community, and then they just said, do our own thing.
And now if you look at like Nintendo, whether it be with those C's and the C's or those quote-unquote levers and pullers, then you can just see that Nintendo even realizes that type of connection is happening, but investing in either fixing the netcode or adding some form of rollback, they already have received a fundamentally big economic gain from Smash Bros. To where adding stuff to it isn't really too big of an issue. And then you think about Nintendo. Nintendo is very old-fashioned when it comes down to many ideals. Anyways, if they go off of money. So if they realize that ports are, so you sample the Skyward Sword ports, they realize that's making money, even if it's not good, and they see it's making money, they'll just keep making. They'll put it at that $60 price because by their own chart for the chart, it's working. And when they look at Smash, if I'm not mistaken, Smash has probably the most copies, if like first or second most copies, not first copies, but like one of the most copies, top 10 copies on the Switch. Like they see that Smash has worked, so why would they add an online? And why would they work about the Smash community if the competitive community doesn't really gain much of a vein? So, I could, as much as I disagree with what in the world they're doing, it's like from an old-fashioned standpoint, you see exactly why, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I completely agree. Right here, right now, let's focus on what we have. Let's see a little bit of.
Let's focus on what we have, no matter how bad it is. But I mean, coming in with this Bayonetta and Incineroar pick, as I stated before, that type of disadvantage state from Incineroar will definitely be big. But you'll be seeing Incineroar play that back with that space-to-space game. He's probably expecting that type of dash-to-dash game. So, of course, Savvy trying to play around it properly.
Yeah, that side is kind of crazy. Oh no, this could be it. No.
Didn't have revenge on the board. I get you're scared of revenge, but sometimes it won't be hitting at Sox. Looking for that second command grab, but not going to get it.
Uh-oh. This is critical, ladies and gentlemen. This could be it. Oh no, but that up hits him. Okay. Yeah, it always gets me that the up also has a hitbox in the end, and it's disjointed in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think that might just be the number one things that you have to worry about when it comes down to playing against Incineroar. A lot of times people will just like say, oh, if he's going at me, I need to F smash. You got to space it out and spacing up and shoving that in. Just gonna be sitting at up pace, and now a 6-stock differential for Lazarus. Right Banana, really looking like the top bananas on the Kroger shelves. That's the one they pick first.
God. He also picks the yellow skin. It's actually pretty genius.
They say before, one of my favorites, but Bright Banana just coming in with that pick. Even though Sabi did have like a good start, they weren't able to close in when Bright Banana was in disadvantage a lot of times. And Bright Banana would just constantly recover back and back onto the stage. And Sabi was just not really able to catch onto it. And there was actually an edge guard position that they had, and if they continued onto it, they'd actually get it, but they only went with the Nair, which they could have definitely done more in that type of position.
This, oh my god, 9 stocks left. We have, AnG has 15, and they have a great banana leading the charge. Right now, we're gonna have to wait and see who they send in next. And it's critical, but like, these are the last 3 players they have. So they have to send in the big, like humongous players right here.
Like, absolutely. And when it comes down to those 3 players, your time extension, is no longer there. So no longer do you have that same amount of time where you want to just actually lay it back or try and think it out. You have to try and send someone in to just get these 3 stocks off of this bright banana. And whether you say that I'm a banana, no Inition, what you gonna do to get this thing going on? Because you gotta get this banana out of here.
All right, let me just do something real quick. I'm gonna give you a tour of my house or my. Oh. Oh my God, what's going on here? Okay.
We're getting the real tour from there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We just turn on the lights. Oh, there we go. There we go. This is my gym. This is welcome to the crib. I'm selling it for $5. All right, so I need you guys to come in. Oh my God, I was muted again.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. We can hear you.
I wasn't muted. Don't worry, guys. Welcome back to the originally scheduled program. We're back.
What actually happened, you had like a full-fledged full sound. That's what it actually sounded like. You would hear the entire house with it. But now we're back to the general.
It's a side effect. Don't blame the computer. Wait, let me just connect. There we go. There we go. I had to, guys. All right, you have to understand what's going on in my house right now. So I had to come. So I worked out, and then I just. Oh my God! And then I just. It happened again, didn't it?
Yes. I'm sorry.
It's the microphone.
It's just a subtle change from big to high or high. It's just like.
I messed up my microphone. I can control the type of voice that I use. So let me just. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. And then I can just go back.
Yeah. But anyway, today for you, we're having in Lazarus sending in live today, XYZ. Dropping in with that Ashley pick and actually coming in with Ridley here. So we're going to be seeing interesting one when it comes down to this matchup. Of course, Ridley having that type of similar to Incineroar, kind of trying to work around the ways that other people play or the type of habits. But when it comes down to it, both of them have that type of heavy position that they work around. So this is actually my first time getting to see this matchup, and let's get into the game. Going in to basketball, of course, when it comes down to this pick, try to see how they lay it back. And I think the number one thing when it comes down to today, XYZ, you won't be seeing as much of those type of fireballs they set up due to that type of revenge that Cinder would probably be trying to set up. So if Right Banana is worried about that, that will be a bad position for them.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know what type of animal Ridley is. I know he's an alien. So do we consider like aliens animals, like a type of animal, or?
I feel like it's outside of that class kingdom to classify that as an animal. It's like it's an otherworldly species nonetheless.
Oh God. So the space animal, okay, just the Ridley. I'm just gonna call him Ridley. So Ridley just gave revenge to the big guy. Oh God!
Ooh. You can just see those type of big hits. Even if they don't send far, they are very scary. That up throw going to do it at 169%. That's an end of a case. Nice. And even if they're not in that position today, XYZ doesn't want to be. You don't want to be looking at tomorrow, or at least you want to be looking at tomorrow because you don't want your life taken at the life of an eye.
That was crazy. That was such a crazy conversion by Banana. So he just went off stage with a B and just surprised them with a side like surprise mother trucker, and then just gave him 22%. Right.
Yeah, and I think another thing that today XYZ is like struggling on when they do find themselves in those close net positions, they like in many ways, right? Banana likes to throw out those type of nairs to basically as an out of shield, but they keep getting themselves into those hits. Today, XYZ, you better not be on Sunday because you look like you're on rest. But Banana, looking like the store is open to the public. Right here, looking to get off this other stock. The way they're playing is just astronomical.
So there was a debate. I don't know how many lions can beat like 1,000 Pokemon, something like that, 1 million Pokemon. So
yeah, like 1 million lions versus every Pokemon.
What? That's kind of crazy because Pokemon's like this guy. He's a wrestler. He can just kill you. He can kill you at 64% right here, right now. So. I always thought that Pokemon win over lions.
But Taxman, Lion Ladder. but Taxman, Lion Ladder. Or what? We could, I mean, the lions could actually like form a bowl, and they could absorb. They could make their own revenge. I mean, what? Think about the lions here. No, this is what I always say. Think about it. You know what you could do with 1 billion lions?
Oh yeah, you know how much.
It's actually 1.5 billion lions because those people can copulate. So it's an even big number. And it's an even bigger number than you think. But,
oh my god, that's we're gonna kill. Yeah, wrong behind. Okay.
That's gonna be that stock there today. XYZ at least able to take one stock off of Right Banana. But Right Banana throwing it off the shale, putting their sides off the chain. Already good stuff from them when it comes out to start. Already 4 stocks. I think, has every single person from AnG Esports got at least 4 stocks? Because I don't know. They've just been playing so good. I don't get it.
Yeah, you know, I trained every single one of them.
You got give the shout out to Taxman for their work being put in. That's the good stuff coming in.
Right? I need to get an ascension, G. I need you to film
upgrade that man from admin to admin, or upgrade him to even greater things. But anyway, this is definitely looking great for AnG Esports. Their differential is even greater to how many stocks that Lazarus has. 8 stock lead to 6 remaining, and only 2 remain on Lazarus here. Of course, when it comes down to the type of position. So it's looking like it's a little bit, it's like they turned off the lights a little bit, but perhaps you could try and send in a type of position to get these type of players out. They just not had the answers. They have not had the answers this entire day.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Banana, I've never heard of the guy. I didn't even know he was an AnG. I don't think he is. Yeah, let me see. Wait, he is? All right. Yeah, he is. Okay. So,
I don't think they'd be playing for AnG if they weren't an AnG, so...
All right, so he is. Let's just put it on record. He is in the Smash crew, and from what I can tell, it's the first time I see him play. So I'm pretty happy with his performance. It's just been amazing watching him. It's always scary to watch him in center play, not just on Wi-Fi, offline, because that side beat is just incredible. It's an incredible too.
And I think in general, it's just the fear that many people have against Incineroar that just makes them throw out options or land into options that they don't really want to do. Whether that be shielding too much and letting yourself into command grabs, or whether that be like throwing out a little too many jumps in which Incineroar gets those type of anti-airs they want. Incineroar is just a potent force. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Incineroar was a part of those 1 billion lions, because they got ways to absorb. They got ways to show it. I will be a team 1 billion lions. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my god. So King Will saying that hot Incineroar. Yeah, I think he's hot.
Honestly, I'm not furry, but we can talk about it. But as you can see right now, Incineroar has just been packing heat, no matter which way you say it. And Banana's Incineroar has been packing heat with the way they've been playing. catching a lot on this type of positions, and a lot of times in those close net areas, but they was just able to take advantage of it for like so much damage and so many hits, and able to get those type of edge guards as well to take advantage of anything. So that's just good stuff coming in from them. Trying to see who Lazarus can send in as their second to last person. Perhaps you want to experiment something as the crew battle seems to get to the close. Perhaps you have like a god on your side that's just waiting for you. That's just absolutely waiting.
Imagine they could just send in Sonics and just beat everyone up.
I mean, I follow Sonics on Twitter. I could probably like, we follow each other on Twitter. I could be like, hey yo, Sonics, could you like, I'm like, you can stop it. You're part of the crew now, right? And also, speaking of like top players, did you ever hear about the fact that some top players would be like paid money to like be a part of some sort of other crews? I don't know what my opinion is on that. I don't know.
Oh.
It's like some people are like getting offers to like, it's not having at the high level, but like they're like some mid-level crews that like ask for money when it comes down to, they ask like get like a top level or like high level player to help their crew get bigger or something. And I'm just saying, try to keep it in the game. You know, try to keep it there. I can put my own personal bias when it comes down to that aside, but try to keep it there. But so we have to see what Lazarus has. Perhaps they got Boston. Perhaps they got like a god waiting for you.
Oh my god!
That's the god they have. Yoshi.
A Yoshi player. Get him away.
Oh god! You guys did that smacking. Oh god! That's a scary face. I'm sorry, both of us do not like Yoshi. When it comes down to both of our matchups, Samus, whether you're Samus or Inkling, you probably don't like having to play against that type of aerial force set. Even then, when it comes down to it, coming in for Lazarus will be great with the second to last player.
Wait a second, I just noticed something. Does Yoshi have a brain?
I mean, the brain would more likely be in the nose when you think about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, the brain is in the nose, so he gets a lot of brain damage every time he forwards.
But honestly, maybe that's the type of if that's the brain damage that you got to do to win, that's what you got to do. Honestly, medical professionals will not like that. No, like imagine if I'm like going into like medical school in the future, and it's just like, is this what this dude just said? Is this what they really think when it comes down to brain damage? Do they not take this seriously? I'm sorry, but your scholarships are bye. Get yourself out of here. And it's just like a lot of times where you just have to worry about a lot of those type of positions. But anyway, great. Even though in this type of position where you pretty much seem completely lost, can you perhaps just get stocks for your own benefit, or can you go on the tear here? Of course, in very bad counter pick position.
Yeah, they're down a lot. Let's see. So everything is set up. We're just waiting for the game to start. Yes, they're selecting stage. Let's see what they're going to select.
And honestly, when it comes down to, you got the stage.
Wait, Krite is that how you say it? Krite?
I first said crate, but it might be Friday.
Crate. Okay, let's just say crate. Crate is in the bathroom right now. How do I know? Don't ask. But he's in the bathroom.
No, you got him. You got him at your dorm. You got him where you live. Can we get the crate face review? Can we get that? Can see what's going on there? Or wait. What if Crate was actually Taxman's cat that he had on stream? What if? We never dude. You think about we never saw the cat ever again. We never saw it. So
what do you mean? She's right there.
we can't see it on here.
All right. Look, let me go show you my cat. All right. Epica. Hey, where you going? Don't go.
He is done. Oh my god, he is adorable.
Let's go get the cat. Yeah,
but,
she's pretty nice.
Yeah, and also pretty nice. We have to get back into the game. Taxman with
let's commentate together. Come on, let's go. Don't go.
We're getting 3 commentators onto this. Taxman, your boy Toledo, and now Taxman's cat coming in to watch this. And here we go, repping in with another cat with Bright Banana coming in play. We just have a lot of animals today. First we got Dinos, of course we have lions, and now we have the cat coming in. Of course, when playing against Yoshi, this stage can definitely work when it comes down to the lattice that they like to set up. So it really does come down to the type of stage we go. And I've seen some just great performances from Yoshi's on these type of stage, and the way they like to lay it back and catch on to your own approaches.
So the thing ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wi-Fi.
Can we get the kick? Can we get the kick? Can we get the kick?
Get the screenshot.
We never got the kick.
It
was like,
They caught him with 4K resolution.
we got on 4K regardless. And right, Banana.
Oh no, it was Banana. No.
Oh goodness. But that did seem to be the first stock.
Delete the footage.
Honestly, usually when it comes down to this type of positions in Clubhouse, there's been many times where disconnections have occurred. It really does depend on the old position. Some people like to restart on percentage and just get it back to the percentage that it was at. Or some people like to say, oh, you lose a stock because you disconnected. And I would just say my own experience when it comes down to dealing with these type of areas, of course, you just gotta reconnect and you gotta like get yourself back in the game whichever way you like to do it, no matter which way it is.
Mm-hmm. So the cat is out of the bag. We know who disconnected, and that was my boy Banana.
Not looking so ripe, is he? Not looking so ripe.
Let me see what happened. I don't see Banana. Where's Banana? Where's Banana?
What if Banana's entire internet just like shut off entirely? Like entire connections just rest because they were about to kick Banana. They were about to kick Crate in the face. It could have been something.
I got DC'd. What does that mean?
Disconnected.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not familiarized with the Wi-Fi knowledge of the game.
But yeah, accidentally getting DC'd. Some ways that's just like, we can either call that their own connection, we can just sometimes say that's just Wi-Fi coming in, but no matter which way you look at it, I'm interested to see how they deal with it when it comes down to it, whether that be a lag test coming in, or whether that be or just a restart.
He actually has to go. He actually has to go. So.
Ooh. Unfortunate.
Send me in. I'll play my Incineroar. I think my Incineroar is top tier.
You can get like a commentary on it. You get to see Taxmen play themselves.
He's gonna jump right here. Let me just forward here. Oh wait, I'm too late. It's lagging.
No. Like I'll be like your own coach when it comes down to when you're playing. I'm like when it comes down to like, you know, that says where Mars is like they're gonna jump. Okay. Stop coaching.
Yeah, or I remember when we could coach like in tournament, especially in the early 2017s. GTX, I think that's the name. MK Leo versus Elegant Grand Finals. There were a lot of coaching process.
Yeah, there's just a lot of it. And if you actually remember, if it was it 2GG Championship? It was actually like MK Leo was like the only person around, and then he got name redacted with like 8 straight coaches just straight at their face. It was just a funny show with regards to just how many people. And the worst part was MK Leo won without even all those coaches.
He's a crazy guy. I want to talk while we wait. I want to talk about offline. I think offline is going to be crazy when we get back to it. It's gonna be insane.
Wait, dude, did you actually see what's been going on Twitter today?
No, what happened?
Okay, so do you know the person named Technicals?
Yes. Oh.
Okay, so Technical. Okay, that's a good start. Technicals actually released a video with regards to Anti's case, and I already have my own personal opinions when it comes down to that. But in that old video, Technicals actually called out MBD with his own involvement with regard to basically D1 and a girl, I forgot her name, but basically who was basically she got drunk, and supposedly MVD was just fully there and basically allowed that to happen. So a lot of people, including myself, are not happy with MVD, especially with the way they've been responding, as they've been very defensive, and they've also been they've also just said a lot of things that could be turned a lot of ways, which I think they're like thinking with their heart instead of with their head, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a very bad position for MVD right now. I could actually see a case where if MVD just doesn't do a good job, if they're doing as bad as the jobs they are responding right now, it could just be the career.
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be interesting because a lot of people are out of the community, and they were top level players. And so it's gonna be really I said interesting before, but it's gonna be very surprising, in my opinion, of who's gonna be in the PGR after the quarantine. Because, for example, Spargo is playing really well. He's been beating almost everyone on Wi-Fi. But as we said from the beginning, Wi-Fi and offline are just two completely different games. So when online warriors go to offline events, it's gonna be really, really great to see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I think also when it comes down to those type of warriors, for some players we can already expect some of them to just stay strong, like Everett Gabriel or Spargo, Sonics. I still expect those players to be strong players, whether that be like top 50 or top 30. I still expect them to be strong players. But whether they get like that type 20 or those top 8s that they've been performing online, that will be an interesting case, because you won't have the same players that are performing that same game, and some players that are not as potent online or don't even play online will be in those top 8s. I have not seen Light at all in an online tournament, and Light is arguably one of the players that gets into top 8s the most with regards to making the loser sides. He just knows how to make it. And even if you get players like Void, players like T, Zach Ray, players like Tweak or The Buzz, Meister, MK Leo, all those names still jump out to you as very potent and strong players. Hell, even Gluttony, even with those nerfs, I can still see him even see them performing strongly. Maybe not as strong, but still in some ways. So it really does come down to, how are those Wi-Fi players going to do? How are they going to change up? Or how are they going to adapt to that change of area? Because in some ways, offline is game A, online is game AB, or game B, A in some ways. It's just not that same thing.
Yeah, definitely. So Cosmos actually talked about this in a tweet. And he said that he doesn't think almost anything will change. He still thinks that the top 10 will still be the top 10 without including players that got outed from the community. He thinks that the PGR will stay mostly the same because some players that are in the PGR don't play online, but they're still practicing without streaming. So for example, Lemon, he was considered one of the best jokers before quarantine, and people say he's almost as good as MK Leo, but there's a big difference between Leo's joker and almost every other joker.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that says a lot. And I think that I mostly agree with that statement, because from what I can tell, I've actually analyzed Spargo's gameplay compared to Leo's offline gameplay. It's completely different because it's such a different game, just because of that.
And honestly, that considers a lot of Wi-Fi players are not used to those type of fast, technical, reactionary based play styles that a lot of offline players were able to take advantage of. Even for example, a player like Tweak, they are a person that lays back or likes to catch on to people's habits, even if that means playing it defensive. But we haven't seen, even if there are tournaments that Tweak plays online, they haven't been playing online as much as others, but they're still grinding. They're still constantly streaming, and many people argue if Tweak will be the best Sephiroth. with regards to when the end when we get back online. Whether that will be that type of player goes. We still expect Tweak to be needs to be top 3 force, and we still expect that. But what will change? Like that is going to be a change. I don't expect too much to change, but there definitely will be a change.
I actually, speaking of Tweak, so Esam made a video where he thought Tweak could be a top one player in the world when offline comes back, and I definitely agree. Because in my opinion, Tweak was the best online player when he played on Wi-Fi. Because he just beat everyone. He won almost every single tournament he entered. So I do see an argument to him being the best Wi-Fi player, or
was the best Wi-Fi player.
Playing. Yeah, when he was. So and he's picked up some pretty good characters, especially Sephiroth. People consider him like offline top tier, almost top tier maybe. So with that and the combination of Diddy Kong, which I think is completely underrated, I think he's going to do well. Especially, and he still has the Wolf, he still has the other top tiers. So I do see him being the best in the world if offline comes back, or when offline comes back. And but speaking of offline, Leo is a special case in my opinion, because I think Leo will be the best in the world when offline comes back. He's just too good, even on Wi-Fi.
Too good. And I think another thing to add on real quick, I'll just mention real quick, the thing about MK Leo and Tweak hasn't been able to get like a consistent win on MK Leo, even when they have those type of leads, due to that type of mentality that Tweak has actually struggled with when it comes down to playing against MK Leo, even with getting those type of leads. You've seen those type of big moments where they get those type of like big excursions or those type of areas, and it just gets into Tweak's head and they start playing worse. But anyway, gonna get ourselves into this. Actually, I don't think we are. I thought we were, but out the SD. So I'm wondering how they're doing this substitution, because as you stated before, didn't Right Banana actually leave earlier? Or
yeah, I think he did. Let me check. He said he had to go. Oh yeah, so Bowser TNT is substituting him. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So that would just be theirs. That would be their substitute here. Another thing when it comes down to substitutes, you got to keep the same stock and the same characters. You can't just throw out another character you want. So in some ways, unless Bowser is actually playing this, or at least has his Incineroar on the board, this could actually be what Crate could use to take advantage of this position.
So this is some really hype gameplay right here.
I think what they're doing is resetting percentage actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. So let's get ourselves into this. Sandboxer coming in for the sub and already with
oh
the
my god, that did 3%.
You can just tell this type of big cat beast. Maybe say making the harder case against the 1 billion lions. But trying to get onto it is Yoshi. Well, we like to say 1 billion lions. How about 1 billion Yoshis? That's entirety of Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, that down smash catching. Yeah, that's definitely good. So fighting against 1 billion Yoshis is not gonna be fun.
That is literally just Yoshi's final smash. What do you think about it?
That's true.
Trying to catch on to this recovery, but good area coming in from Crate. Honestly, gonna be taking advantage of the sub, looking for the final up air to possibly get the stock off. But now Smallbox are having to probably find a good hit in. But as it looks right now, Crate this could have literally been how Crate gets their own cell service with this.
Yeah, this is a really bad position for Bowser to be. Oh god, just the back air not gonna hit. That back air is as strong as Limit Cross Slash. Oh my god, that's killed!
That's just a good mix-up coming in from Sandboxer. expecting that type of aerial approach coming in from Crate and gonna be taking advantage of it with that up B. Goodness gracious, take advantage of that range. Literally, not just from the range of the move, but your own. You don't want to sub. You don't want to lose old stocks. You gotta take advantage of it.
Oh, that was such a nice conversion. He used the instant double jump for that kill confirm, which is actually a really good tool in Yoshi's stool. Not just to get the kill confirm, but early he could get a double up air into a nair, and that does 50% overall. An up tilt to double upper to nair, and that's really, really good. So instant double jump really helps out this character, and we could see it in this game right here.
Yeah, and able to get that stock off. This is actually the first time that Lazarus has got like a positive differential on a battle with 2 stocks gained to 1 stock's lost here. But even though it is a bad position, perhaps that was what Crate needed, literally just a sub to get themselves some sense of energy in some cases. And honestly, you go that.
AnG is gonna send in another character, another player. I mean, let's see. So we have AnG has a big lead. So AnG has enough room to send in a couple of players. So the best thing to do right now, in my opinion, is just sending the big guns and just get it over with. Someone that has confidence against Yoshi, because Yoshi is a character that can play in different play styles, from campy to just aggressive. Yoshi has the tools to do that.
Yeah, and absolutely. If you've actually saw on this Sunday from straight out of Smashville, Amante able to actually take that tournament with the way that they've been playing. Some ways that they like to lay it back with those type of AnG confirms, those type of tilts, but then once they find that neutral win, they just press and press and press on when it comes down to Yoshi's Excursions. And just the way they played that tournament was phenomenal. Able to get like reverse comebacks on, if I'm not mistaken, Cloud Palutena, and then was able to get that winners finals victory over, if I'm not mistaken, who was the player's name? There was like a winners first that won there, and they were able to take that very dominant 3-3-0. So you can see the type of ways they play when it comes down to Yoshi's. And so one of my own friends, IJ, actually plays like a very patient like Yoshi when it comes down to it. A lot of times laying it back with those air confirms, and then once they find it, just throwing up those type of pressure when it comes down to getting those wins, and then actually catching your own landings from it. So it really does depend on the way that some people like to utilize their own character. Because just because someone plays a character doesn't mean they play the exact way that you want them to.
Yeah. Oh, Cytonic's coming in with the raid of 9 viewers. Let's go.
Oh, welcome in, Cytonics with it. Honestly, the way that they, with that reverse 3 comebacks we saw earlier, maybe that's the type of raid that was able to enlist on Zeno's home. Just sitting there as smoking, but we got to see as well who's gonna rock in with AnG Esports, coming in with Palestine with King DDD here.
Yep. I think he's a great player. So we're great friends, and he has a couple of characters. He mostly did before. He mostly played Palutena when I first knew him. But he changed into the Wi-Fi era. Just play DDD.
Well, anyway, if that's what you gotta take to win, then take what you gotta take. And gonna be playing DDD here, of course, with only 5 stocks remaining on Lazarus. Perhaps can the Dyna overthrow the Master with this here? And Palestine, did they go to the wrong stage?
Yeah, I think they did.
Okay. I was about to say, Palestine was just playing with so much confidence to where they just said, I can roll this with 1 stock. I was saying, that's a message. That's a message to Lazarus. Oh, goodness. But yeah, more or less the wrong stage there. Or perhaps having an issue occurred with it. Like, a lot of times, it looks as if use those type of SDs can just mess with your head. But, of course, I do want to see how Palestine well, actually, Crate will play this matchup when it comes down to those type of Gordon confirms. More likely going to be hitting it back with a lot of those type of positions, but tax radio mic. Okay, but anyway, going to try to hit it back when it comes down to those Gordos, the type of pressure, and as well as that air game that KDD likes to play. You can actually get some of those egg confirms into it. So we're gonna see if Crate can take advantage of it to how they want to play it.
Yes, Yoshi says Dean. I like when that happens.
You can tell Taxman has that type of energy onto it. But as we gain the SD, let's see the DDD come in with this. Of course, trying to play a lot of space and actually utilizing some back air walling, which is interesting. Like, this is
I definitely think back air is crazy. I think it's crazy good because it's so fast and it doesn't have that much end lag. Well, compared to other like big heavies like Ganondorf or wait a second. How many other heavies do we have? Oh yeah, or King K. Rool. Yeah, that back air is crazy slow. So having a character with a fast back air really does put you at an advantage because it's really great for spacing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And in general, when it comes down to it, it kind of functions like a cloud back air to where you try to play on it or space that off. But the issue with playing DD here, of course, DD likes to play that aerial-based game or likes to play in the air when it comes down to approaching. That is where Crate will just continuously throw those egg confirms onto you. And you can see just the way they lay it back with the egg, looking for the confirm into up air. But on Town C, it won't kill as early.
Okay, so, oh, nice there. A little bit of brain damage everywhere, but it doesn't matter. He got the stock. That nose is humongous.
Honestly, my medical school, if I was going to medical school, they would not like what they're seeing right now. And in general, like, Crate is just doing a good job catching on to a lot of Palestine in the air game. And just the way they like to catch on to it, laying it back with those type of eggs. And Crate, even in this differential, is trying to win. I gotta give them respect.
Crate is using a lot of, a little technique I like to call egg camping. I think it's really good against heavies, especially because if you get hit once, you get like 60%. That's not what you want. So he's playing from behind, and the best thing to do is play as patient as possible. That up there, not
oh my goodness, that was some Japanese DI with that, and going to be not living that back air. Oh, with one stock remaining on Crate. Can they perhaps take some crates to Key DD that don't serve food, but some justice in it? You can try to see them trying to catch onto it with these type of tilts, but not catching onto the type of tilts that Palestine is. They need to actually lay this back more.
Austin is playing more aggressive than I thought. So he noticed that his Gordo camping is not going to work against Yoshi's egg camping because Yoshi's egg got buffed like from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate because they now like bounce on the ground. So that's a really underrated move.
Yeah. Absolutely, and just in general, it's just a good approach tool when it comes down to how Yoshi's like to approach, or maybe just play that space to base game. It's just a multi-tool, but multi-position that sometimes you don't take it into account when it comes down to Yoshi. Sometimes you think, oh, Yoshi just likes to mash on you with your aerials. Well, I mean, that's true, but they like to utilize other tools when it comes down to playing it. But that tool on the up air, not going to live that.
That was insane because he turned around on purpose so that it killed.
Ooh, good stuff. And another thing when it came down to Crate's DI, even if you were trying to live that off with the DI down and away, you're DIing into that side blast zone, and that is what happened to Crate there. Maybe if that wasn't turned around, it could have had a better position, but that was, you ain't gonna live that long. You ain't gonna live that long, no matter you look at it.
That was so good. That was really good. Good job to Palestine, and good job to Crate for making it this far. Good job for contributing to this crew with that godlike DI he had on the second stock. That was just insane.
Yeah, Crate was like Kratos with it, like riding it like a god with all of those things. But sometimes, what is a god to a penguin that just likes to eat? I don't know. Gluttony is a deadly sin if we really think about it. But anyway, Palestine gonna be coming in with that good performance, and of course with 2 stocks to worry it, Palestine probably looking to end this crew battle right here with their own powers.
All right. So they're gonna send in their last player. So this is the end. This could be the end of the line for the crew.
Hey yo, 11 stock comeback?
That could happen. That could definitely happen. They're characters that are really good at comebacks, but I don't know. I don't know because AnG has some really good players in reserve just in case something happens. So it's gonna be a really uphill battle.
And in general, a very high comeback character that a lot of people like to use is that Lucario, because that stock differential actually gives Lucario like an automatic aura bust when it comes to some of those positions. Perhaps Lazarus has some of that aura that is in their own name to try to bring this back, or they just have a big top tier for just anything to come in it. But with 11 stocks to come with, Lazarus is going to need a miracle. Like Lazarus in the Bible, you're gonna need to rise from the dead or something, or you're not going to get anywhere with this.
Yep. Wow, this crew battle has been going for a long time. I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, actually, that's sort of when it comes down to extending those player names. Like 8v8's become a little bit longer. While 5v5s, if you usually do that general match, that match is like an hour, and then you start to do a little bit more of that math, it becomes 2 hours once you get to it. And that's why we've been on here for literally 2 hours. It just starts to extend a little bit longer afterwards. So anyway, coming in seems to be Psycho Ward, if I'm not mistaken.
Psycho Ward, yes.
By the pick,
so
it
he's
does.
an advisor for the other crew.
Ooh, coming in with Lazarus saying, "I'll have to just do this by myself, I guess. You guys haven't done enough. Let me just put that in the ring." Those are easily, when it comes down to like any of those like boss battles in anime, where they like try to send in the weak ones first, but then just said, "Fine, I'll do it myself or something," because y'all ain't doing a good job out here.
Yeah, he's gonna do the Thanos. I'll do it myself. Let me get those Infinity Stones. Let me get those 11 stocks we need.
I didn't know that the Infinity Gauntlet had a patch update. I didn't know it had that. But anyway, gonna be coming in with that Ken, very strong comeback character when it comes down to those type of excursions. Perhaps you could try to take advantage of this type of GDD. But trying to see how they play this around on the Touted City might just be a little bit harder to get those type of kills that Psycho Ward's looking for. But hey.
Ken. Okay, yeah, that's a good comeback character because Ken just obliterates stocks.
Absolutely. Already pressing on with 60%. Psycho looking to go a little bit soft. Psycho, no bomb with it. But a lot of that type of pressure they've been going. And already, dude looks like a very potent player. Palestine not able to find any sort of hit right now. As I said, I get hit. Okay. But that's gonna be the Soryuken.
Oh my god, this is turning out a little bit. This is turning out pretty good for Lazarus. Because this character, from the times I played Titanic, this character is just too good at what he does. So he just touches you and he kills you. That's what he does. He's like a Luigi without grab.
Okay, and another thing I think Palestine needs to be taking note of, they don't, although they aren't dealing with an egg layer, they are dealing with a Hadouken Chucker when it comes down to Gordos. So perhaps they gotta be a little bit careful when it comes down to play that space. Space game! Play trying to send them to space with that hammer!
Oh my god!
Sending it to space a little bit horizontal with it, with that back air. One neutral win, which is all the DDD needed.
Oh, that reached them. Oh, suck and cuck them. Let's go.
Looking for that suck and cuck, but maybe we're not gonna give enough of it. Another time that actually utilizing a lot of ways that Psycho was trying to burst in with whether those focuses or those type of like burst options. Big game,
Oh my god!
to those hammer hits. I gotta say, I can't believe I'm saying this. It might be hammer time right here with the way that Power Side's looking to try to set into their own ring. And the last stop is locking in on Psycho Ward. Go away! No! With it!
Oh, no!
Say I'll go out on my own terms. Remember did with the tree stock.
The 3-stock, dude! The 3-stock.
Oh, God damn. Oh my goodness. It was starting off so strong, but after just the one hit that they just got, that is just not enough for them. And that was the Sorayuki that did it, going a little too psycho with it. And that is how AnG Esports does it. Gonna be winning at 10, or actually 11. Oh.
Yeah, that was quite insane. That was insane. He got too desperate. I think he got too desperate, just wanted to kill once and for all, and he just messed up at the end. But GG's, it was a really good crew battle. It was a really fun crew battle to commentate, to see, and to watch. And oh my God, maybe even to play in. But wow.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
at the end just leaves me speechless.
Maybe that's just the entire crew battle for you. Very speechless one. Good showing from all the players from AnG Esports. Cytonics, Cobra, Jja. Let's see who else there was. Bright Pride Banana as well. And then Palestine going to close it out for them. Lazarus, although able to get the good start, not able to just keep up with the momentum that AnG Esports wanted to ride with. So that is more or less going to have to be how they unfortunately end that out. Although, was a fun time to do that. Hopefully, of course, AnG Esports will keep that ring going in this final stand.
Yes, let's go. But I just wanna touch on how. Oh.
So, Taxman, you want to go with your plug first?
Wait, what happened?
We're doing plugs. We're about to close.
Oh, we're about to close.
Okay, you got the clean right first.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for entering. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Taxman. You can find me in Cup Master on Twitter. Cup Master. Let's not. There was one time I'm not gonna say the name, but we got confused and they thought I said something nasty. So.
We'll have to stick with that is. But when it comes down to me, Ayo, you got the commentator Toledo. You can catch me at twitter.com/Ayo Toledo when it comes down to it. And as well, you can also catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Toledo SSB. I'm also a commentator there and a player there. We actually just had a very big, fun tournament run at MSM last Monday, and able to commentate the crew about Tuesday. We could actually you could actually catch me again this Friday when it comes down to another event that's happening. I'll be commentating that as well. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to drop the follow there and join back the tailgate. But hope y'all enjoyed this crew battle. We had a time. Hope y'all had a time, and that'll be it for me. That'll be it for me.
Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you guys some other time.
All right, peace.
That was such a good crew battle. Okay.